Hi, my name is Regita Larasati from Universitas Indonesia. Today I'm going to present my article with the title Depiction and Uniformity, an analysis of the depiction of collective memory of East Germany in Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend. Introduction. The term of graphic novel itself first appeared in America in 1978, Satrio 2009. Since then, more countries have produced graphic novels. For example, Germany. Graphic novels in Germany mostly have a popular historical theme, such as World War II, when Germany was still divided into West Germany and East Germany, and also German reunification. One of the latest German graphic novels with a historical theme is Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend by Thomas Henseler and Susanne Buddenderg in 2020. Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend is based on the novel with the same title by Claudia Rusch in 2005. This novel contains the experiences of Rusch, who was once a citizen of East Germany. Claudia Rusch's experiences, documented in novels and later graphic novels, are an archive of life in East Germany. This kind of personal documentation allows us to participate in remembering historical events because it combines individual memories with recorded history. In addition, archives and testimonials can be a source of documentation about past events. Research problem. This study aims to find out how the depiction of collective memory of East Germany in Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend describes the trauma and the impact that the East German government had on its citizens. So, the observation and analysis of this graphic novel can also reveal a depiction of everyday life in East Germany and the implication of socialist communist ideology for its citizens. Methods. I use qualitative methods and textual analysis techniques in analyzing the graphic novel Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend by interpreting monologues, dialogues, and images that are related to the topic in this research. I use the semiotic theory by Roland Barthes as the basis for analyzing symbols and images that are related to the research topic. Analysis. First, surveillance, border, and freedom. In the graphic novel Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend, the territorial boundaries and strict restriction to East German citizens become two of the things that really stand out in the story. Both things make the East German citizen have the urge to be freed from living in misery in East Germany. This graphic novel uses a first-person perspective, with Claudia Rusch as I, who narrates the story. Rusch recounts her experiences from childhood to adolescence when she lived in East Germany. From the monologues and images in this graphic novel, Rusch's childhood is described as filled with fear and trauma. She got that feeling because she used to live with a lot of restriction and strict surveillance by the East German government. Rusch also got these fears and restriction from her own mother. Rusch's mother must instill morals as an East German citizen as early as possible in Rusch for her own safety and her family. As citizens of East Germany, they had to be careful in their actions and speech. East Germany has a state security agency called the Ministerium für Staatssicherheit, or better known as the Stasi. They had the authority to spy, and every citizen of East Germany made the Stasi the most repressive intelligence agency and was greatly feared by the people themselves in Stasi. Rusch herself was once spied on by the Stasi because she lived with her mother's best friend, who was an activist against communist ideology in East Germany. Rusch told how restrained they were when being watched by the Stasi, who was always in front of their house. Second, ideological infiltration in everyday life. East Germany, as a country with a socialist communist government system, has an ideology which, directly or indirectly, must be followed by its citizens. The East German government has its own way to achieve this goal, like giving an ideological infiltration in the daily lives of their people. Rusch, in monologues, dialogues, and images in this graphic novel, depicts how the East German government infiltrated socialist communist ideology into its people in everyday life. For example, in terms of religion, how they dress, education, and organization. Rusch also depicted the pressure that indirectly made the East German citizens obey and follow what was approved by the East German government. If there were people who didn't obey and didn't follow the uniformity, there would be consequences, either serious or not. For example, Rusch and her mother are dressed in colorful and conspicuous clothes. The consequences they get is being the center of attention of those around them. The clothes used by the majority of East Germans were monotonous and unfashionable, so they look like a uniform. East Germans produce their own clothing and they prioritize more on its functionality, not fashion, in Zipser 2013. Therefore, if someone dressed differently in East Germany, she or he would be eye-catching just like Rusch and her mother in the context of this story. Third, collective memory of East Germany. According to APA, collective memory is mental representation of past events that are common to members of a social group. In the graphic novel Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend, Rusch describes the things in her everyday life that define East Germany. Through narration and pictures, Rusch, Henseler, and Buddenderg deliver messages, implicitly or explicitly, about Rusch's memories of East Germany, such as the meaning of the East German flag, famous figures in East Germany, the fall of Berlin Wall, and the reunification of Germany. At the end of the story, Rusch admits that East Germany has been and always will be a part of her and her identity, although at first she hated East Germany and everything about it. Rusch's confession is proof that she can finally accept the reality and let go of what has been taken from her, such as her childhood and her rights as a human. Conclusion. The results of this study indicate that the graphic novel Meine, freie, deutsche Jugend depicts the collective memory of East Germany and the impact that the East German dictatorship had on its citizens, both physically and mentally. Rusch herself was traumatized by the fear and anxiety that surrounded her when she lived in East Germany. However, in the end, she acknowledged her identity as an East German, which she had been denying. And that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for your interest and attention.